story. Hi everyone, welcome to the first Korea International Storytelling Festival. Hello, my name is Alicia Dongjoo. I'm your host today. On behalf of Story School, it is a pleasure to welcome you to this event. So here is our special guest, Rosemarie Somaiah. So before we begin, allow me to introduce Rosemarie Somaiah. Rosemarie Somaiah is a partner with the Asian Storytelling Network in Singapore, a performer, writer, and pedagogue for over 20 years. Wow! She has created content, read workshops, and shared stories with all ages in Singapore and overseas. She is a member of the Singapore Drama Educator Association and a founding member of the Storytelling Association in Singapore. Now, and then, well, please welcome. Thank you for joining us, Rosemarie. Hi.
Hello, Alicia. It's a great pleasure to be here today.
Thank you. Rosemarie, I have prepared some questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes, sure, please.
Okay. I'm a storyteller and you are a storyteller. So to you, what is a storyteller?
Okay. To me, a storyteller is someone who appreciates stories in all its manifestations, who knows that a good story is food for the soul. A storyteller looks for the story that will engage the senses, nourish the heart, and give strength and courage to carry on the journey of life. The oral tradition, where the story is carried in the heart and in the mind and shared simply, is one of the most valuable forms of storytelling.
I agree with you. Thank you. I just wonder, so Rosemarie, how did you become a storyteller?
Well, to make a long story short, I became a storyteller because as a dependent spouse and an immigrant mother in Singapore, when I first came, a lot of other regular options were closed to me. But in time, I discovered that this is what I am meant to be, a storyteller.
You know, Rosemarie, to me, I'm so glad I met you. So thank you. Thank you for being a storyteller. So next question is, what is your process for selecting a story targeting an audience of children?
I believe that we must share what we believe in. We must be honest. We must share what we believe in and tell the story simply, shaping the story according to the audience wherever possible. The children may listen to our stories, but they will watch what we do, you see. So they will see if it matches our stories and what we do match. And only then will they believe it.
Yes. Next question is, as a storyteller, how have you developed your skills at engaging with your audiences?
I use my natural voice and I can be calm or playful as required. I don't take myself too seriously. I use my body and expression to communicate as well as words. This can help add many layers of understanding and meaning for the children too.
Yes, Especially, I love your eyes telling stories. Thank you. Number 5, next question is, in your opinion, what is the benefit of mothers telling stories to their children every night?
I think it's very important, but interestingly, my mother, who was the only lady doctor in a small town, was really too busy to tell us stories. And it was my father who often put us to bed with stories when we were home as children. I went to boarding school when I was 4.5 years old. My father was an excellent storyteller, but he favored fables, which were quite serious. However, he had a great sense of humor and real wit. He never talked down to us, and he just shared whatever came naturally. I inherited his sense of rhythm and logic, but I also watched my mother and was very, very inspired by her life and especially her courage in real life. When I had my own children, I started with reading books. I shared stories, read books, sang songs, and looked after them throughout the day, even though I had never expected to do that. At night, when I had done all the recommended things to calm the children down before bed, my husband would come home and take over from me as I went to attend to other housework. In a few minutes, there would be so much excitement and noise coming from the room as my husband took them on crazy, funny, invented adventures. The children would be jumping on the bed and enjoying the time with their father. Those are real stories.
Wow. Well, anyway, you are so lucky. Okay. Yes.
Yes. I must always go with gratitude.
Yes, that's true. So, next question is, a storytelling event has 3 very important parts. So, the audience, the storyteller, and the story. Which audience do you remember the most?
Over so many years, there have been so many audiences, but I remember the audiences when they were deeply moved or surprised or entertained by the stories, and those that appreciated the art. I remember the audiences that responded across the challenge of the language barriers and were able to tell the story back to me soon as I finished, you see, in their own languages. And I could still understand because of the eyes and the expression and the simple language that it was the same story.
Okay. So, and next question is there a venue you wish you could return to, or as a special place in your heart?
I always remember lying in bed as a child with my parents on either side of me. Even at this age, I remember that. That has a very special place in my life. Even now, I remember closing my eyes and thinking, I wish this would last forever. Yeah.
Wow.
I wish I could go back to that place, and I tried to recreate that feeling.
That is a kind of duty of storytellers, I think. Yes. I just wonder which of your stories most represent your life.
There is a story of the magic fish told across the world in many languages.
Magic fish.
The magic fish.
A magic fish.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will read it again. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, definitely. So, Rosemary, so stories should both entertain and educate. What advice would you provide to mothers here on how to best educate through their stories?
You know, my mother was an unusual woman, and in every generation, our lives may be very different. I would advise mothers to try and live their best life despite the challenges of their own situations. A mother's contributions are really invaluable, and these include accepting herself, the way she copes with adversity, and understanding and valuing her own talent and skills. This can be difficult sometimes, right? But try to cultivate the ability to appreciate joy and beauty and respect for the amazing universe. Every day when I tell stories, I learn something new and I discover both inward and out there in the universe, new things. So recognize what we know and what we do not know. And our ability, the human beings' ability to adapt and continue to learn all through our lives. For me, as a pedagogue, you know, it is very important that we continue to learn ourselves as we go through life. Yeah. So that is probably good education for the children too, because remember what I said, they will watch what you do. And that is also how they understand your story.
Wow. Yes, I totally agree with you. Oh, Rosemary, thank you. Thank you again. All right. So for wonderful answering these all questions, I hope you stay healthy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Alicia. I hope you stay healthy and happy and safe as well. You and everyone, all my friends in Korea, and all the children who come to you, all the mothers who come to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.